Be greeted to dreams and ruin. At Demelchior's mansion. We've been here before, but now we have to return here. Handsome young man in a snow-white toga reclines in a plush armchair next to a table heaving with sumptuous food. Is that a dragon? The heck? Flowers are nestled in his blonde curls, white gems sparkle on his half-bared chest. A boy sits on the floor before him, rubbing the soles of the man's feet with scented oil. The master of the house greets Arushale with a wave of his hand. Even the glittering rings cannot hide his black-scabbed fingers oozing with pus. There you are, my venomous butterfly. More beautiful than ever. I see that taking a stroll around the world of mortals did you some good. You're slimmer and there's a healthy flush to your cheeks. Just like a doll. His eyes examine you with languorous curiosity. And what's this? A souvenir from Golarion? A handsome one, isn't he? So fresh, so hale. You've barely used him, I see. Watch your mouth. Order your slave to keep quiet, my butterfly. Or I order mine to serve up his tongue as my next meal. Demelchior sneers contemptuously without even looking at you and then smiles cordially. Speaking of meals, please sit, eat, and as I'm feeling magnanimous today, your mortal pet may also partake. Just look at this perfect table I've laid in honor of your coming. See those grapes? Oh, every single one is gilded. And this wine from the ruins of Aslan is older than any living mortal, many demons and even some of the gods. And last, but certainly not least, behold our main course, a roasted drake. They eat us all the time, so why shouldn't we return the favor? Thank you. Arushale hesitantly plucks one of the gilded grapes, puts it in her mouth and chews slowly. It's been a while since I saw you last, Demelchior. What happened to your hands? The Azater raises his disfigured hands and smiles innocently. Don't you remember what these hands did at your behest? It seems the nature of the Azater cannot contain all the freedom granted by the Abyss without sustaining a little damage. But it's nothing, it barely hurts. Go on, eat, this is all for you. Or perhaps you'd prefer some human meat? Melchior grabs the slave boy by the hair and presses a sharpened, manicured nail to the boy's throat. Do you want me to serve him instead? Don't. I never had a taste for mortal flesh. Arushale throws you a remorseful look and forces herself to finish. Only mortal souls. You've managed to change yourself, Arushale. That's the main thing. Sela looks askant at Melchior. And he betrayed himself. On a diet? Afraid of getting fat? Clever girl. You succubi must take very good care of your looks. It's not like you have anything else. Now, if you don't mind, I think I'll sample this fine repast. He picks up a piece of meat and chews on it with great relish, then wipes the grease and pus oozing from his hands on the boy's hair. Don't talk to her like that. Please, there's no need for that. I'll talk to myself. Demelchior, I've come to ask for forgiveness. I did this to you. I turned you into this. It is my fault. Fault? The fallen Azeta laughs melodiously. What are you on about, darling? I am happy now. Thanks to you. Who was I back in Elysium? A destitute good-for-nothing. All I did was flutter around, singing ditties, and now... He gestures round the rich interior with his disfigured hand. I've got everything I could dream of. Treasures, slaves, the very best grub. I sleep in comfort and with whomever I want. They respect me in the city. I open my purse and they prostrate themselves before me. All my enemies are gone now. What else is there to want? I am happy. This isn't happiness. It is not. That's news to me. If having all your dreams come true isn't happiness, then what is? Fine, let your mortal pet be the arbiter. You there, Arsimar, what say you? Am I happy or am I not? I feel sorry for you. Ha! Ah, that's a good one. This morsel of mortal meat takes pity on me. I buy and sell dozens of you every day. I remember what you were when I first met you. So brave, so kind, so inspired. And I ruined you. Forgive me. Bah! All you did was teach me what life is all about. I didn't find it amusing back then, but now I understand your valuable lesson. The old me would never have achieved what I have now. I shouldn't even have desires as such. I didn't even. What did I want? Justice, freedom, sugary froth, and idealistic drivel? I should thank you for opening that milk crop's eyes. Instead of replying, Archangels begins to hum some strange melody. Enough! Enough! Stop that! It's making my head hurt. You want some music? Here's real music for you, hey! Melchior claps imperiously. 3 scantily clad succubi enter the room and start playing musical instruments. Do you recognize those dresses? You wore the same one that night you dumped me for the first time. I brawled like a simpleton, but it doesn't matter anymore. I'm always merry now. Every time I bend one of them over, I picture your face that day. Hey! Melchior angrily turns toward the succubi. Which of you is out of tune? Hey, you? What am I paying you for? To ruin my strings? Give yourself 20 lashes. The succubus produces a whip. Melchior grins lasciviously, his eyes darting from the musicians to Arushale and back. Arushale, you have no idea how much I want to behead him right now. Arushale nods. I understand, but this is my fault. I made him like this. Arushale stands up. I've tried to apologize, but clearly you don't need my apologies. Let's have it your way then. I just want you to know that I wholeheartedly regret what I've done to you. Goodbye, Demarchio. I'm leaving, and this time for good. Sit down, you whore. What did he just say? The Azater slams his hand on the table, staining the cloth with black pus. The other succubi produce whips and smirk at Arushale and you. You're not leaving this place again. You're mine by right, and you'll stay mine forever. That is enough. I do not want to kill you. There is no need to fight. Let's go our separate ways and not hurt each other anymore. Desna knows what we've had enough of that already. Desna knows we have had enough of that already. Oh, I don't want to kill you either. I want to gouge out your eyes and fuck your eye holes. What the? Then I'll perforate your tender skin and fuck every one of those holes too. What? Okay, no, I'm not going to read this bullshit. He stands up. Okay, blah. Okay, requires a Zeta mythic path. Oh, does that work? That sounds interesting. Demalchio Azeta Mythic Path. What happens if we do that? Azeta. Zeta Mythic Path feels comparatively unfinished. Okay. Isn't anyone going to help us? Hey, Drake. You've rested long enough. Let's turn the tables of this banquet. What? The roasted drake spits out the apple, straightens its body, and stares at Demalchio with its gem-encrusted eyes. Take the wench alive. You may eat the mortal right here. Get to it, you layabouts. Demalchio's servants lunge at you.
No time for debates.
The Azater bares his teeth in a truly demonic snarl as he points his weapon at Arushale's chest. You're going nowhere, bitch. Nowhere. You are mine. Demalchio, I've renounced evil. Now I serve Desna, your former mistress. If she gave a succubus like me a chance, surely she can forgive you too. The path of ascension is difficult, but am I a toy to you? You sent me to the abyss on a whim, and you change your mind and call me back to Elysium. Stuff your ascension up your... The Azater shakes his head. Suddenly looks desperate. Arushale, my girl, my butterfly. Enough of this nonsense. Do you want me to apologize? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to say any of that. I just missed you so much. I needed you so much. You're my only desire, my only dream. You alone. Poor thing. I wish we could help you, but you won't let us, will you? You would rather throw yourself on our blades than let us heal you. Poor, poor thing. Demalchio falls to his knees and reaches for Arushale, who recoils in disgust. Everything I have hoarded. The treasures, the slaves, it's all for you. Stay, I beg of you. I'll give you everything. It will all be yours. Just don't leave me. Please, don't leave. Arushale, he's lying to you. Even if he thinks he's telling the truth now. I know. I'm sorry, Demalchio, but I can't trust you. Get up, Demalchio. That's enough. For the last time, repent. Either follow me on the path to Desna, or get out of my way and let me go. It's like that, then. Fallen Azater jumps to his feet. Then I would rather die than that you leave here alive. What? I thought he wanted to die. Kneels before the dead Azater's body. She closes his eyes and plants a kiss on his bloodied forehead. Forgive me, Demalchio. Forgive me and farewell. Let's go, Morgraine. The succubus wipes away her tears. There's nothing left for us here. It is not your fault. He had a choice and he chose evil. Choice and free will are just words that liars and manipulators use to justify their actions. I know this too well. It is easy to break a person's will, and the freedom to choose means little when you don't know your options. No, Morgraine, do not console me. It is my fault, and my last chance for atonement now lies dead. Arushale shakes her head ruefully. What just happened here? Everything he said, I need to reflect on it. I want to talk about it, but not right now. Later, when I've had a chance to sort out my thoughts and emotions.
We do it mine.
So, we got rid of her. Oh, spear, a nice spear. Well, let me take a look at that one. Stormcaller. Well, that one looks interesting. Okay, that's a weapon. Let's go to the Nexus and talk to her, and then we were finished. At that point, everything... Yeah, Nocticulus Palace. Meeting Nocticular Ember. Okay. So then we will have done every side quest available. Walking on corpses. Wait, what? Walking on corpses. Audience in Nocticulus Palace. Oh, that's the place where we are right now. I was just a tiny bit confused for a moment. Will-o-wisps well protected against magic attacks. Yes, whatever. Oh dear. Chalet's story is interesting. Intriguing. Let's see what the hand has to say. What is our next step? The Lady in Shadow addressed you and invited you to her palace for an audience. My advice to anyone else would be to run as fast as you can, for all that awaits you there is a death or the corruption of your spirit, but we have no choice. So go there, meet this fiend face to face, and try to glean something about Hepsamira's whereabouts. Chalet. You wanted to talk about what happened at Demalchius Manor? Yes. I thought a lot about what he said, and then I understood. Wait, I think it would be easier to show you instead of trying to explain everything. Will you follow me into my dream again? Please. Let's go. Thank you. Arushale takes your hand in a small, searing palm, and the world around you begins to fade. Arushale's dream is filled with smoke. Cold, ghostly fires devouring the dreams of others she has collected. Tears are flowing freely from her eyes, leaving faint trails on her stained cheeks. Arushale, what's wrong? My dreams, it was all a mistake. Do you remember what we saw in Demalchius' mansion? What he said about the dreams coming true? Food, riches, the demise of his enemies. The teary-eyed succubus looks at you. The Desnar asked me what I dreamed of. I tried to find an answer. I truly did, but look, are my dreams any different from the desires of demons? What has changed? What's the name of that bird that grabs everything shiny and carries it off to his nest? A goldfinch, right? I'm just like a thieving goldfinch that spies on people's dreams and hoards them away. But doing that hasn't changed me at all. I'm still the same greedy, cruel, lustful demon I've always been. That is not true. You're not like the other demons. You do good. I force myself to do good every day. I help mortals, I protect them from other demons, but can my actions change my inner nature at all? If I'm still a demon inside, then what does it matter? What if, without ever knowing it, I'm simply ingratiating myself with you so I can seduce, betray, and murder you? I don't want to want that, but my black heart does. Other demons don't dream. That is true, but this is my dream. And it's full of things that demons desire in reality. What are you going to do now? Now? Arushale looks at her burning dream with sadness. I have to start anew. I still have my own dreams. I will cleanse it of others' desires and try to find my own. Arushale cradles a tiny flame in her palm and watches it dance on her fingers. I was so happy to receive my own dreams, and now it's so difficult to get rid of them. Will you help me destroy all this? I fear I won't manage on my own. Burn Arusha's dream. Seriously? We need to burn all of it? Burn it down. Into the ground. Thank you for giving me this dream, Morgraine. It is a beautiful dream, but it isn't mine. Arushla's dream has been swallowed by the flames. Ribbons of smoke drift away, carried by an intangible wind. A black shadow lurks in the darkness, staring at you. This is Arushla's ineradicable nightmare. The succubus touches the table. The fire not only failed to destroy it, it somehow made the table even more real. Arusha studies it with a mix of sorrow and confusion. What's wrong with this stupid table? Why didn't it burn? Think about it. Why this table? Why is it important? I don't know. I don't. Arusha knocks on the wooden surface. It's just a table. Anevia's fresh bread used to be here, but now it's gone, and yet the table remains. Your nightmare didn't burn either? No, it didn't. Arusha looks at the black shadow, which stares dolefully back at her. That thing won't leave this place ever. What if this is a real dream, your own dream, and not something you've overheard? This table? The confused succubus traces the wooden surface with her finger. Is this what I dream of? Furniture? Let me help you get rid of it. We can destroy it if we really want. Arusha touches the table again, pensively tracing the wood grain with her finger. I wanted to destroy everything I had brought here, but it just refuses to burn. Is it a nightmare too? Or maybe something important? Is it another hint? I don't know. I want to destroy it, but I'm afraid to. Didn't you want to burn it all down and start anew? Yes, but now I think it's somehow important. I don't know why exactly. It's just a hunch. I'm sorry, I'm so fickle. Then perhaps we should get rid of it. But what's wrong with it? Why is it still here when everything else burned down? What now? Is it truly the end of your dream? I don't know. I probably won't do anything yet. Everything has burned down apart from my nightmare in this table. You know, I might just... She cuts herself short and turns away, blushing a little. No, that won't do. I'm sorry, I need some time. I need some time alone to think about it and sort it out in my head. Can we discuss this in a few days? For now, let's just go back to the real world. Arusha asked for several days to reflect on the situation. Oh, so we need to wait for several days or what? I mean, I guess.
I'm off.
Have you... Wait, before we annoy her, she asked for several days. Worked out? Not yet. I keep going back there to examine it, but it's still just a simple wooden table. What can it possibly signify? Arusha shrugs. It's a mystery. Perhaps I'll be able to solve it when we get back to Gladion. It is not very easy to dream here in the Abyss. So do we need to wait now? Okay, no, it will fail afterward, okay. So we just need to wait a couple of days. That's not a problem. Rest for 2 days. Okay, begin resting.
You're much younger than me, but you seem so much wiser. Sometimes I feel like a child compared to you.
Immortals mature differently than ordinary humans. Even Shaylin's views changed over time. It took her millennia to understand that true beauty is not on the outside, but within.
thinking, and well, I had, you see, I wanted it. I'm trying to say is extremely embarrassed. Arushale's voice becomes progressively quieter until you can barely hear what she's saying. It is all right. Don't be afraid. Whatever you want to say to me, I won't be mad at you. I know that. Thanks. After several deep inhales and exhales, Arushale finally pulls herself together and blurts out, I need to go back to my dream, and come with me, please. You look so sweet when you're all shy. Pouting, Arushale looks down. We've already been inside your dream several times. Why is it so hard for you to talk about it all of a sudden? Because now I want to try something new and I need your help with it. I thought this is going to sound odd and I doubt dreams ever work like this, but what if I tried to fall asleep in my own dream, to dive deeper into the dream world? What could I find there? What if that's where the answers to my questions are hidden? What if it's Desna herself, or even me, the real me? The problem is, Succubus blushes again, her voice dropping to a barely audible whisper. That's where the nightmares are. Someone will have to guard my sleep. Someone who won't get scared of what it is to be seen there. Someone who knows what kind of monster I used to be, and still accepts me, somehow. Of course I'll help. No, we're not going this path. We're not going to try to seduce her. Of course I'll help. Let's go. Arushale's hot fingers touch your hand, and both of you immediately fall into a dream. But that's quite an interesting idea. I mean, this could work out. Sex life in the dream. Interesting. I mean, yes, in the real world that would probably lead to death. But then again, an angel is quite powerful, isn't he? Maybe he could survive a couple sessions, but Arushale's dream is still empty. The faint smoky smell of burned wood still lingers into the air. Arushale throws a cautious glance into the darkness, where nightmares lurk. But there's nothing to see right now. They are there. I know it, she says in an almost inaudible whisper. Arushale lies with her head on your lap. You see the fearfulness in her eyes. They'll come. I know it. Don't let them get me, please. Is that acceptable? Arushale dream kiss. Time to think. This quest is very important to Arushale romance. Don't kiss her yet. Ha 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 ha. Of course. Guard her during her sleep. Okay. Of course, she's not ready. What should I expect? I don't know. I'm too afraid to imagine. This is the world of dreams, the world of my nightmares. Expect anything and everything, just don't be afraid. Go to sleep. I will guard you. Thank you. She closes her eyes and falls asleep instantly. It's the first time you've ever seen her sleeping. Her face is unmarked by sadness, worry, or embarrassment. Sleeping within her dream, Arushale seems at peace and completely innocent. She's so beautiful, isn't she? You can barely make out the features of the shadow standing before you. A sturdy man in his 40s in a rusty mail shirt. His eyes are two gaping holes, oozing with pus. More than anything in the world, I loved watching her. She knew that, and that's why she took my eyes. Do you believe me? Are you hoping I'll go away if you just ignore me? More and more shadows emerge from the darkness, their bodies deformed, mutilated. We don't care about you. We are dead. We're not even here. Oh, I tell a lie. We are not part of reality anymore, but now we are right here with you. The shadow points his finger at the sleeping girl's temple, as if taking aim with a crossbow. And this is the place we'll never disappear from. She will not forget me. She won't forget any of us. Will never forgive herself for what she did. The head of this monster is a haunted house, and if you're going to be with her, you'll have to share this burden. Guilt, regret, memories. Think hard. Do you really want her and all this baggage? Are all of you her victims? What did she do to you? congregation of shadows begins to move, maimed bodies and despair-stricken faces surround you. I would love to see this game get a movie or television series. It had to be multiple series of a television series, multiple seasons. It's just too long, too complex for one movie or a couple. But the story is beautiful. From every side you hear a choir of voices listing Arushale's crimes. She broke my legs and left me to die of thirst, made me watch her kill my friends, desecrated the temple of my deity with my intestines, mutilated, tortured, burned, violated, drove to madness, murdered, 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 murdered. I'll help her live with these memories. Think it will be easier if you're together? A shadow emerges from the crowd. It looks somewhat different from the others. It is a young woman in a loose robe with the sacred symbol of a butterfly on her chest. She looks dark, not like the darkness of despair, but like the night sky. Think back to when Arushale told you her story. We were both standing next to a grave. This must be the priestess whose death prompted Arushale's redemption. After our encounter, after Arushale killed me and then realized how much evil she had wrought throughout her life, she fled to a desolated place. She hoped that being far from humans would help her avoid temptation. But all isolation can do is help her unlearn her evil ways. Who, if not humans, can help her learn kindness and love? The priestess looks at you searchingly. Her eyes twinkle like stars. So this is you whom she chose to be her guide in the world of mortals. I hope she made the right choice. Are you the priestess who Arushale buried near the Crane Gates? At least it is in her image that I wear. I'm just her memory, bitter, painful, but still bright. I'm regret, but I am also hope. On the path that Arushale has taken, I am her sorrowful guiding star. Arushale murdered you. Don't you hate her for that? I became her last crime and her first step on the path to redemption. The last one she murdered and the first one she felt sorry for. I'm a sorrowful memory, but there is no hatred in me. Of course I don't wish her any harm. Tell me, what is your name? The priestess makes an apologetic gesture. How can I tell you something she doesn't know? Your eyes, are you really just her nightmare? The priestess smiles mysteriously. This is the realm of dreams. There is no telling who you may encounter here. How can I help her find redemption? We are her sorrow, her conscience, her cruel companions who tormented her in exile, but you can become her happiness. We chase her away from her old crimes, but you should show her what she has never known, either in the abyss or in the wastelands. You've done so much for her already. You've shown her friendship, camaraderie, taught her to do great things, but now you have made her dream of something more, something that is both beautiful and deadly. Can you become the one who will show her how to love? If you are not sure you're willing to follow this path all the way through, you had better step back now, before you break her heart. I love her and I want to be with her. You love me? Arushale looks up at you, her ruby eyes wide open. Her thin lips part and she moves closer to your face, but forces herself to freeze. Her hot breath burns your cheek. The shadows step aside and vanish into the darkness. The dream dissipates. The last thing you hear is the priestess's voice saying, "Take care of her." The dream has faded away, and you are in the real world again. Arushale looks at you, embarrassed, trying to find the right words. Thank you. Thank you for being with me in there. What I said back there in the dream, it is true. I believe you. Arushale smiles timidly, and I want you to know that I also. You're so. Blushing, she drops her eyes. What did you see in your dream? Nothing. I expected to go to another and deeper part of the dream world, but I just slept. No dreams at all. I didn't see or hear anything at all. Only at the very end did I hear your voice. But it was the most important thing I ever heard. Rosalie tries to suppress her smile. Are you going to go back to the dream world? Perhaps, I don't know yet. There's nothing in there after all. I guess I'll go back when I have a good reason to. Until then, let's just live in the real world. Welcome back to reality. Thank you. I think Rosalie looks away. I think I know why mortals compare the happiest moments of their lives to dreams. Wait, that's it? Okay. Let's see if we have another dialogue option. Why is she kneeling there? I guess we've... Ah, you said it. You really said it. You were in my dream, but it wasn't a dream at all. Things I said to you in that dream, I hope they did not cause any more inappropriate thoughts. I didn't mean to tempt you so. Should we say that? Is that a mistake? Not at all, quite the opposite. When you first said it, I think I understood what that word meant for the first time in my life. It might have awoken hunger or malice in me in the past, but right now I only feel happiness. Succubus gives you a shy smile. Perfect. I'll be watching. Yeah, it's still a bit creepy, but she means well. So we're done here. All we have to do now is pursuit of the past. Wait, what was that? Elven script. Okay. Perfect. Terrors of Flavored Mistresses. Perfect. So next episode we're going to say hello to Nocticula. Apparently I pronounced her name wrong in entirety of Act 4. I never heard Nocticula being spoken out aloud, even though, to be honest, Nocticula sounds cooler than Nocticula. So I'm going to continue to say Nocticula. Until we meet again.